in life, we don't get what we want, we get what we believe. So if I keep believing that money is going to run out, of course it's going to run out, because your mind will always want to show you the proof or the evidence of whatever it is you're thinking of. So once I realized that, I began to change the conversation I was having with myself. In life, we don't get what we want, we get what we believe. So if I keep believing that money is going to run out, of course it's going to run out, because your mind will always want to show you the proof or the evidence of whatever it is you're thinking of. So once I realized that, I began to change the conversation I was having with myself.
Just introduction for those who don't know Tewa. I mean, yeah. But again, people who are my friends talk about you a lot, because I talk about how your work has helped me, and I know your own community already know you anyway, because you're always inspiring us. But just a quick one: Tewa Onose is a British Nigerian publisher, mindset stylist, founder CEO of Exquisite Magazine Services Limited, the publishers of Exquisite Magazine, and organizers of IMAC work, and popularly of the Eloy Awards. And Eloy Awards, I'm on the board.
Trustee. Yeah, you're one of the trustees.
Yeah. Eloy is a very, Tewa is a very accomplished woman. She's been doing her business for over 22 years. But most importantly, of course, she's Dr. Tewa. I just call her Tewa. See me. Hey, don't be taking your friends for granted, though. You know what I mean? But most importantly, Tewa is my, I love about Tewa as my friend is that, we get each other. I don't know how to explain it. Friends, your mind, you vibrate at certain levels, and you just so that's Tewa and I mean. Our friendship is easy because we're not censoring things. Like, we get each other on levels that are, so yeah, I appreciate your friendship. It was a journey.
I know, right? Me too. With me trying to be friend, I'm forcing it, and tell us by what's wrong with this one? Yeah, I'm only kidding.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's a good journey, because I think that what happened to both of us is that we evolved, right?
Yeah.
Of minds.
Yeah.
And we were now at this level where we could really be friends. And this is it's amazing that this conversation it's really around how we'll style our mindset for wealth and abundance. It's an amazing conversation. This is a conversation that we have a lot privately, right? When we talk. And I remember a few months ago, I made an SOS call to you. I just your book, which is Convince Yourself
First. Yeah.
I'm a fan of Tewa's book. So if you're watching live, you're watching the replay, please get her books. Go to her bio. She has amazing books. Her books changed my life. The first time her book had an impact on me was, I was feeling a bit depressed in 2020 or 2019. I can't remember the year. I don't remember the year. I think I told you that story. And I was like, what's the point of all this thing? So I carried her first book, which is Rule Your Mind. And I was like, oh my God, my mind was just bullying me, right? And I got such a relief, and I kicked out that depression, and I continued to realize, so more people need to read that book. Then the second book, Convince Yourself, I just read that recently, and I had some questions like, no. Yeah, but I have some questions for you. And that we had, she helped me to mind, literally, and it was a breakthrough moment for me. And I'm so glad. Yeah, we're going to be sharing that now. But I want to ask you a personal question first, because when they see experts talk, it's like, all these experts, they always have it going on. So that's why my first question to you is that, what was your biggest money mindset block? And the thing that got you on this journey, to mindset. Yeah. So do you want to
Right. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and well done. I am a friend and a fanatic of your work. So congratulations. And I am so proud of you, and proud of what we're building together. So to God's glory, so to speak. And so I'm excited to be here. And your question about my first money block is it's something that that I eventually realized, because as we're evolving and growing through life, we know that there are certain things that are within us that we're trying to, heal from, but sometimes we might not be able to pinpoint what that thing is. So even though I've been doing mindset styling since 2012, it took me a while to discover this money block, and it was like a big veil was taken off, and that thing was always thinking that money would run out. I was always thinking, so whatever money I got from my business or from anybody, I would, try to hold on to it, thinking that it's going to run out, it's going to run out. I had to eventually, once I identified that, in fact, that day it was like an oh my God situation, like, oh my God, I noticed this as a pattern. I want to hold on to whatever it is I have. I don't want to utilize them. I don't want to spend that money because I'm thinking, okay, where will the next one come from? It's going to run out. And then when it runs out, I'm back to zero type of thing. Once I realized that was the beginning of my freedom, so to speak, because now I have identified exactly what the problem is, and it's one of many actually. So I'm not going to say, oh, I just have that one money block and then I've done it, I'm healed and blah blah blah. No, it's one of many. So on realizing that was what it is, I had to begin to now do my own self-audit of identifying, okay, how did this, money block come about? This limiting belief of money will always run out. Yeah. Where did it come from? Because, a belief is a thought that we think over and over again till we now convince ourselves of it. So it was a belief that I had from when I was young, and I said it over and over, I thought about it over and over again till I believed it. And then it became a belief. And you know that in life, we don't get what we want, we get what we believe. So if I keep believing that money is going to run out, of course it's going to run out, because your mind will always want to show you the proof or the evidence of whatever it is you're thinking of. So once I realized that, I began to change the conversation I was having with myself. So anytime money comes into my hand, I bless it. I'm excited about it. And, whenever I want to pay the bills or, do something, I get excited about it. If I want to pay, say, my electricity bill, for instance, I get excited about it and then I started thinking of money thinking of bills in a different way. I have that electricity bill because the PHCN people trust me to pay them at the end of the month. So they gave me that electricity. So I need to be thankful that they gave me that electricity. And then I now needed to be thankful that I have the money to be able to pay for this electricity. Wow. So, it took a lot of restyling my mind to see things differently. And then a big thing for me was I stopped using the word spend, because I realized that when I say I spend money, there's a negative feeling that I have, like that money is going away, is leaving me. So instead, I began to use the word utilize. In fact, at one point, I also used to use the word circulate, so that every money I circulate comes back to me. Money is going, it's coming, it's like, in a circle.
Yes.
Going and coming. So that's one of the money mindset that I had, that limiting belief that I had. And, thankful to God, I've been able to work through it.
Amazing. Sharing. I already got so many eureka moments that in my mind, I'm taking like mental notes because I don't want to forget. I'll probably do a summary of this because I'm already getting in many. Wow. So,
thank you.
Back a bit, and can you tell us what is a mindset stylist? I can see a comment titled mindset stylist.
I look at the mindset stylist.
You were explaining to us how you style your mind, but then for somebody who's wondering, what the heck is a mindset stylist? Do you want Yeah.
Right. So I call myself a mindset stylist because I didn't want to call myself a coach, because I feel like, the word coach is kind of like overused. And then I was also excited to use the word stylist because from my fashion background, when I say fashion background, I'm the publisher of Exquisite Magazine, which is a fashion, wellness, and lifestyle magazine. And, you're styling yourself with what you're wearing. Imagine, my necklace matching the brooch I'm wearing, the earrings, my lipstick, my outfit kind of thing, so that I can look, I'm putting out all these things. If I was going out, my shoes, to look nice on the outside. And the thing is, for us to live the life that we desire, for us to feel good, we need to pick and choose our thoughts and our words, just like we pick and choose our clothes to match each other. So our thoughts and our words need to match what we believe so that we feel good and we're able to live the life that we desire. That is mindset styling in a
That
nutshell.
so good. Like when you were talking about it, I was just in my head, I said, yeah. Do you know the funny thing is I had never seen it like that before. I like how you used illustration of from your fashion background to
No,
how and by the way, you're a very stylish woman. I really
thank
admire
you.
you. Like,
Oh, thank you.
God, put me on, like
Thank you.
put me on. Like you're very stylish. It just
Thank
keeps
you.
when you were
Mhm.
makes sense. That of course. When we're going out, we're trying to find out, we're trying to dress for our body shape, we're trying to dress for our figure, we're trying to dress for
Exactly.
what we want to portray of who we are.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay. And so imagine you pay that attention to detail to our minds, to literally change ourselves, to actually see ourselves,
Yeah.
and,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
create the life we want by being intentional about styling our minds.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Brilliant. My friend, you are brilliant.
Thank you, my friend.
Creator
Thank
of
you.
nice, emotional, intelligent conversations. Okay, fantastic. Now, we talk about mindsets and breaking limiting beliefs. And I mean, I've been doing quite some work on money mindset because of my own story. And, also reflecting and doing inner work to work on my own beliefs, especially for
Mhm.
someone like me, a finance person. Okay.
Yeah.
Multiple degrees, in finance, yet I was still dealing with scarcity mindset. I was still wondering what is holding me back until I started doing the mindset work. Now, what do you see people, what kind of mindset, blocks do people have that most likely probably hinders them financially? From your work, what do you see basically?
Right.
Yeah.
From my work, what I see is it's from a lot of the words that they use, a lot of the things that they say. Because, like the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the
Mm,
mouth speaks.
yeah.
So when they're speaking, you can tell that, oh my God, okay, it looks like we have a bit of work to do because they're talking and they're talking, from a lack perspective. They're
Mm,
talking from a victim
mm,
perspective. That person doesn't want to do this for me.
yeah.
I can't, let's not put on the AC so that we won't finish the fuel in the car.
Yeah.
Or, oh, let's go to this place. It's cheaper here. All of those things, all of those kind of action shows that they don't believe in themselves enough that they're going to make the money to be able to fulfill whatever it is they need.
Mm,
So a lot of the lack mentality shows from the kind of words they
mm,
speak, from what they say, and you can tell from that. I won't intentionally say, oh, they are broke. I don't want to say I am, because every word you say after I am is confirming what you believe.
yeah.
But people are constantly saying that. They might be saying that to feel among because everybody is complaining. So why not? Let's all complain. But the thing is, when you complain about something, you're putting yourself in a position to have more things to complain about. Do
Mm,
you know that you are already rich? You might not see it yet, but if you believe that you are already rich, then you're one step closer to you seeing it in your
yeah.
reality. How are you rich? You're alive today. You are
Mm,
rich because some people are
yeah.
gone. You can drink water. If
Yeah.
it's Gary, you can drink Gary. Some people
Water.
can't. Exactly. Some people can't. You have friends and family. Fair enough, you might have only one friend or you might have one family member, but you still have somebody. Some people don't have anybody.
Mm,
You can still pick up the phone and call somebody.
yeah.
You are rich in that regard. You are breathing by yourself.
Yes.
Nothing attached to you. You're
Yeah.
not in hospital. So we forget all these things that we think are small. And they are actually huge. They are the big things. Because when you become grateful and thankful for these little things, in quote, you put yourself in the position to attract
Yeah.
more things to be grateful for. But when that person is complaining, they put themselves in a position to have more things to complain about, because that's when you start seeing all sorts of things. Haven't you noticed that when you start, when you complain about something, then you start seeing other things that you can complain about? And then at the end of the day, you have a whole list of complaints. Let's channel that energy into seeing things and be appreciative of those things. Then we will see more things to be thankful for. I mean, when you sit there and start doing a mental note of the things you're thankful for, you will just realize that, oh my God, I am actually blessed. At the end of the day. So I always say this, from my mindset styling perspective, and because I'm an affirmations expert as well, I will not be poor is different from I am rich. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because the choice of words matter. I will not be poor. The operative word is still poor. You're still thinking the word poor. But I am rich. Yeah, but I am rich. The operative word is rich.
Yes.
And you're thinking of the word rich. Yeah. Now, the second thing you now have to do is believe it. Believe that you are rich. All these, I'll cite another example. People think that, oh, if they say I am strong, it would automatically mean that they are well. Yeah. Well, not really. Because when they say I am strong, have you noticed how they say this I am strong? Like, I am strong, oh.
With a bit of a sarcastic attitude, like
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Means they don't even believe they are strong. So they're wondering, why aren't they well yet? It's because the mind is not the, what they're saying doesn't match what they believe. They're saying that they are strong, but deep down they're thinking, when will this illness go?
Yes.
Do you understand what I mean? So we have to be very, very intentional about our choice of words. Yes, people will think, what's wrong with this one? Can you not see your reality? Yeah. It's not matching what you're saying. But the more you say it, the more you become it. Because we learn by repetition, and our minds learn by repetition. When you keep saying something to your mind, you keep saying it over and over again till you convince yourself of it, it will become a belief. And that belief is what what now becomes your life experience.
I love it. And I always say, where focus goes, energy flows.
Energy flows.
Conversation. Is it yesterday? Exactly. When you told me that you wrote all the things you were grateful for May, right?
Yeah.
So every month I have a theme for the month, and May was a magical May.
Nice.
And so I was like, what was even magical about May?
May.
But I said, let me do what Tewa said she does. You went to read all your, your journals.
All my journal entries, for me.
You know that by the time I did that last night, I was shocked at all the amazing, magical things that happened in May. I was like, oh my God.
Can you imagine?
A magical month.
Yes.
So, now let's give some practical examples. So the people on this live, people are going to watch the replay. How would you help somebody try on a new belief? As somebody here wrote, abundance flows through me. So how do you get someone to try on a new belief? So somebody comes to you and says, well, I want to talk positively, but everything, by the way, before I came on this live, I read something on somebody else's page about the lady who lost her job. And she said that her job had become like her identity. One of my friends on this call, so she does a lot of work around career transitions. But she said that because of that, she's going to kill herself. I was shocked. She said because she had always prided herself to be independent financially and all that, and where she's going to start from. So she wants to leave the world. I was like, wow, for losing a job, how these people, and you just never know. So you help somebody who wants to try on a new belief, who's listening and say, you know what, I want to be different, right? Okay, how do I try on this new belief? Okay, so please go ahead in the comments because they're very tiny, but please go ahead, let me look at if there's any comments please address.
Right. So the first thing I would say is, first of all, we identify this.
I like that. Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, so first of all, what I do with my clients is we identify, like we said earlier, what that limiting belief is. And usually I get them to, take a piece of paper, whatever your goal is, let's say you want to achieve something or you want to feel abundant. Okay, you want to feel abundant. Why do you want to feel abundant? What does abundance look like to you? And then I ask them, how does it feel how would you feel if you were abundant today? They write it all down. Now, what do you think is stopping you from feeling and being abundant? Those are the limiting beliefs, and they write it. I get them to write them on one side. And then on the second side of the paper, I now say, so all these limiting beliefs you have written, first of all, are they right? Are they correct? You have to remember that all these beliefs that you've put here is something that you thought of, or maybe somebody said to you in the past, and then you began to, think about it, repeating it in your head, and you're like, okay, maybe that is true for me. And then it became a deterrent to you achieving your goal. So you write all those things down. I ask you, do you believe them? Are they true for you? Once that question is answered, with deep thinking and deep thought, then we begin to write the counter of the, so I call those empowering beliefs, the counter to what you now, the empowering one that you're now going to start embodying. Now, embodying this empowering belief, like, I think somebody put abundance flows through me. So I'll use that example. I'll use that as an example. Now we're talking about abundance flows through me. You've written that as an affirmation. Yeah. What does that mean to you? Because if you don't understand what abundance flowing through you means, your mind is going to tell you, in fact, your mind is going to do yimu.
Your mind is going to mock you. Right?
Yeah. Your mind's going to be like, you, abundance since when? And then you're going to be having this internal discussion and internal conflict and internal conversation because your mind doesn't believe it. So I ask people, I say to them, if you're saying abundance flows through you, what does it mean? What does it, how would you wake up tomorrow knowing that abundance flows through you? What would you do differently knowing that abundance flows through you? So I'll set an example. Abundance flows through me, using myself as an example. For abundance to be flowing through me, I dress well. For abundance to be flowing through me, I look nice. Not for everybody. Not for everybody, but for me. For abundance to be flowing through me, I don't rush my day. I take it one step at a time. For abundance to be flowing through me, I breathe in and out with ease, not rushing it. For abundance to be flowing through me, I meditate. I visualize my day. For abundance to be flowing through me, I don't see the next person as a competition. Instead, I'm thinking, how can we collaborate and work together? For abundance to be flowing through me, I'm having my shower and I'm like, oh my God, all this water that I'm using to, have my shower. Look at this abundance of, of water. For me to have an abundance mindset, for abundance to be flowing through me, that means I am also kind and compassionate towards other people. Yes, people might want to take the piss, but, within reason. For abundance to be flowing through me, I am confident in my work, be it my business or my career. Those are the kind of things that I get them to see and identify. Because you can't just play lip service to abundance flowing through me. You have to be able to act it, and that is the hard work.
Yes.
You have to be able to wake up and show up like that every single day. And then I say to people as well that, ruling your mind or restyling your mind, it's not a one-off. It's a lifelong journey. Yes. So for your mind to change and see yourself as somebody that abundance flows through, you need to repeat those words to yourself every single moment you can. Listen, I'm sure before we end this live, and an alarm will go off on my phone that reminds me of what to do. I have different alarms for different, for every hour. Alarms like feel good intentionally. Alarms like, say something wonderful is happening to me today. Alarms like smile, intentionally smile. Those kind of things. This is the hard work we need to do for us to be able to have that wealth mindset. The wealth mindset is not built in a day. It's built over time. And you have to be ready to change as well. Yeah. Because a lot of us play lip service to wanting more, wanting to be this, wanting to be that, but you're not doing the work that is required. People will think that, why do I need to journal? Well, that is such, this child's play. Why do I? But journaling is important because success leaves footprints. You won't remember what you did in January, but if you wrote it down and went back to your notes, you will see. A result that you achieved last year, you might not remember the details of how you achieved it, but if you were writing it in your journal, you could go back to your journal and say, oh, okay, this is what I did, and I got this result. So maybe I amplify that action, or I do something else to get another result.
I love it.
So those are the things that I would advise people to do, because we also learn by repetition. So if you're saying it over and over again to yourself, if you're embodying it as well, because it's not just by saying, it's by embodying it as well, by believing it. Remember, I said mindset styling. Your thoughts and your words have to match what you believe. That's how we create.
Okay. So I love it, Tewa. And one of the things we talk about privately is that, the whole mindset work is intangible, right? If we were doing something about how to make $10,000 in one day, I'm sure that this call will be like filled, like, I'm collecting this update. So
Exactly.
Update. So now let's bring some context to this. Why is this important? Because someone might be saying, all these billionaires, are they styling their minds? But they're very well. I mean, all that. So if there's somebody who is stuck in scarcity, and saying, I hear it, but they can point on to. So I learned something a few weeks ago, and I think I was talking to you about it yesterday, about the danger of a small sample. So people make conclusion about certain issues on the small sample of people, okay, or small set of people. Like I hear people say, I don't believe in God, and they're very wealthy. And somebody says, I bet you don't need to believe in God to be wealthy. So there are all sorts of things like that. So if somebody's saying to you that, I like all the things you're saying, but I'm just trying to make an extra $1,000 this month, or in this June, or in fact this quarter, whatever it is, what do you say to the person, and how does that relate to actually mindsets and mindset styling, and why is that important, and what habits they need to build, okay, that real financial goal, because money is really very important to a lot of us.
So the first thing I would say is congratulations to that person, because at least they have thought about what they want, and they're now specific. I want $1,000 by the end of the week, or by the end of June. So I would say congratulations to that person. My big questions, which I said earlier, is why do you want it? Why do you want it? Because your why matters. When you identify why you want something, when the challenges come, you will still forge ahead because you know your big why. So why do you want it? Another question is, how would having $1,000 make you feel?
Okay.
How would it make you feel? Would you be excited? Would you be happy? Would you be, how would it make you feel? Because you need to identify that, because we create from how we feel. If you know that, it's going to make you feel like XYZ, you're going to be excited to want to live that reality. Now, once you've identified how it would make you feel, another big question is, okay, are you willing to put down all these silly habits that will not help you get there? Are you willing to take the aligned action you need? Are you willing to sit down, come into yourself, meditate, and ask yourself the question of, seeking clarity? And then when you get that answer in your spirit, like call that person, go to that area, speak to XYZ, write a proposal. Are you going to take action? Because a lot of people want these nice to have goals, but they're not willing to take action. Their ego is stopping them from making that phone call. Their ego is stopping them from people seeing them starting from scratch. I've already gotten this for so now. I can't let people see me. Then how are you going to make it? You're just joking. You're just, joking. You're not ready. And then another thing, I'm still talking about habits. What do you need to be doing as somebody who has this $1,000? What do you need to be doing? How are you showing up every day? Because for you to have that $1,000 in your reality, you need to embody it. Remember, I spoke about embodiment earlier. You need to embody it. You with the $1,000, you with the extra $1,000, how do you show up every single day?
Let me pause here. You and I know what embody means. I remember when my friend who's on this call asked me, sorry, what embody? Because the word is like, what does that mean? So can you break that embody that.
Embody.
Because that,
Okay.
for me, it was hard for me for a long time because I'm a logical person. I mean, how much
Yeah.
finance or the embodied care? Is it a number? Is it a letter? What are we embodying? Until I got it. So can you sort of help people understand what does it mean to embody it?
Embody.
Because you and it's very important. You need to
Yeah.
be who you want to be, more or
Yes.
less. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Making it, you actually need to be who
You
you
have to
want to be.
be it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Embodying, like you've just said it, embodying it is being that person, not waiting for the $1,000 in future, but now. Now. Because if you can be it now, and if you can see yourself in your mind's eye being it now, it has no option but to become a reality. That is why you need to ask yourself these questions. Who am I with as somebody that has $1,000 right now? Who am I? What am I doing? You know, and then with all those kind of questions that you ask yourself, you begin to live like that. You know, there was a day a few weeks ago, I was, I do this self-audit with myself all the time because obviously as human beings, we're always creating something because we're always wanting more and we're always evolving and becoming. So a few weeks ago, I sat in the living room. I was thinking to myself, so, who am I with a successful XYZ? I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. Who am I with, XYZ? And then I sat there and I began to think to myself that as this person, I'm walking into my kitchen, making a cup of tea, coming back to the living room, sitting down, drinking, I have a sip of the tea, I'm taking in the taste of the tea, breathing in and out with, with contentment. And then, I'm calling my staff with talking about this, we're talking about that, and we're seeing the results coming in. That's embodying. That's you living that reality even before it becomes a reality, because you have to be it before you see it in reality. Embodying it. If you want to embody $1 million, it's not about spending XYZ, or that you don't have now. But you could go online and start shopping like you're rich. Not necessarily buying anything. No. Online window shopping.
Okay.
Yeah. And the reason I encourage people to do that is because I want us to have that feel good energy coming out. Because when you feel good about what you're doing, you are in the position to attract more things to feel good about. Guess what? Someone might call you and say, "Oh, I have XYZ for you." It might not necessarily not be money, but it could be, "I want to buy you lunch today." That's some form of money. Because if that person is not buying you lunch, you're going to use your money to pay for that. Okay. So do something that makes you feel good. I always say this, that, feeling good equals faith in God. When you feel good, that means you have faith in God. That means you have faith in whatever it is you desire. And whatever it is you desire is God's word for you. And God's words do not return to him void. The only reason you don't have that $1 million is because you don't believe it. You don't believe it.
That at this point, we need to be giving you offering. But the offering we need to give Tewa. By the way, Tewa has an affirmation challenge. So we're going to talk about affirmation briefly. Please, the offering you can give her, because she's preaching real good. I'm taking notes because I
Thank
couldn't
you.
stop, right? The offering you can give her is that she has an affirmation challenge in her bio. And
thank you.
This thing is not, she's not, she's good. Oh, good.
Thank you.
So let's talk about affirmations. Because it's become mainstream now, right?
Yes.
Just say recite affirmation. You and I have like 5 now that I recite. But is that enough? Really, does it work alone? Do we need more? So talk to us about it, because I know you're the affirmation expert or queen or whatever. You believe so much in affirmation.
Yes.
They work, or is there something we need, or so educate us.
Affirmations work when you work it. I say it again. Affirmations work when you work it. Affirmations work when you believe the words you are saying. You're not just saying it because it's the cool thing to now be saying affirmations or saying declarations. You have to believe it. There's no point saying affirmations if at the back of your mind you're like, yeah, right, kind of thing. And your mind is trying to say to you that you that I saw you do XYZ yesterday and you're saying this now. Affirmations work when we believe the words we say. That is why that is why I do the affirmation challenge. And that is why I'm always putting out affirmations. And then the tagline is, say it like you mean it and believe it until the words become your reality. You have to say your affirmations like you believe it, like you mean it. And the way affirmations work is you feeling the meaning of the words you are saying.
Sorry,
You cannot just be.
Sorry, because this is something me and you always talk about in prayer. Because my brain is so logical that I need to be my friend to be helping me with this thing. So when you say affirmations, even if you say it as you mean it, do you put a timeline to it or you just say it? Do you say I am worth $1 million by 2026, or do you just say I am worth $1 million? Or do you sort of help us recovering logical people?
It depends on what you believe. It depends on what is reasonable to your mind. Because if you set a goal that you want to have 1 billion naira by the end of the year, and you don't believe it, whenever you say an affirmation of 1 billion, you would feel negatively about it.
Okay.
Because your mind is saying, hello, do you even see yourself as that person? So I always say this to people as well. Whatever goal you have, it's possible for you. Yeah. But if you feel that when you talk about that goal in an affirmation, you feel negatively about it, go general. Go general. And what do I mean by going general? Just think of any other thing that makes you feel good. Because it doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what you're thinking. It doesn't matter what the goal is. As long as you're feeling good, you will attract more things to make you feel good, including that 1 billion naira. Am I making sense? So sometimes I don't even put money in my affirmation, because when I put that huge amount and my mind is trying to bully me into thinking, no, you can't. It's not possible. Where? How many magazines are you going to sell? Kind of thing. The mind wants to be logical. So you have to rule the mind. You have to intentionally rule the mind. So instead of thinking of that actual figure, or instead of thinking of that actual goal, just go general. And one affirmation I say to myself almost all the way, in fact, I give people bookmarks about it, is I care about how I feel, because when I feel good, I attract everything I desire. I say it to myself. Yeah, I say it to myself all the time, because it doesn't matter what you want. As long as you're feeling good, you're putting yourself in a position to attract it. And you must take action. Because just because you're feeling good doesn't mean that it's just gonna appear. Ideas will start popping into your head because you're feeling good and you're relaxing. Yeah. So ideas on how to get that $1 billion will come into your head. The ideas will come. Then you now need to take the aligned action. That's why I'm very, very specific about inspired and aligned action. Not taking action from fear. Don't say, oh, I have to call this person. I have to speak to this person because that's the only person that's going to help me. No, your help can come from different places. Places you never even imagined it could come from. So you need to relax and create from a place of relaxation. So affirmations work when you believe what you're saying. And I was saying earlier that you have to feel the meaning of the words. You can't just say I am rich by the fun, for the fun of it. You can't say I am wealthy for the fun of it. What does wealth mean to you? Because wealth to me will mean differently to you. So what does it mean to you? Why do you even want this $1 million? Is it because you want to show off, or is it because you have something? Yeah, because your intention also matters. It matters as well, because when you know why you want it, then you won't be reacting from a place of fear.
Sorry, but let me interrupt you there. Are you saying if my intentions for wanting $1 million is to prove that I can be successful, that I can get it? What's wrong with that?
That means you're thinking from a limited mindset.
Now my heart.
You're thinking from a limited mindset. You're thinking from your ego. Ego.
Okay.
Ego. And the ego will always want to, oh, you know, I'm better than this. No, that's the ego speaking. But if you know that you want this $1 million to have a better life for yourself, for your family, to make an impact, to enjoy your life, to have the freedom you desire, you don't care about what anybody else is doing or what they think. You have that freedom.
People are now the ones that are benchmarking you. Because one thing that a lot of people suffer from, and social media doesn't help matters really. Even family pressure doesn't help matters.
Yeah.
It's right?
Yeah. You know what other people think is none of your business.
So even if it's your family members,
it's none of your business. It's none of your business. Because whether you have or you don't have, people are gonna say something anyway. And guess what? Guess what? Something something I have to say. The way people react to you is the way you see them reacting to you.
Oh, this one just came to me a few days ago.
I'll say it again. The way people react to you is the way you believe in yourself that they're going to react to you. That's why they show up like that. Because every single thing.
What is attracting? What you're attracting?
Yes.
You.
Yes.
That is so powerful.
Yes.
I would like to. This
if you think
for somebody. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. If you think they're going to say XYZ, your mind will want to prove to you and give you evidence that they're going to say it, and they will say it. So why are you surprised? You chose that.
Let that sit. I hope that everyone who's on the call is getting value, because I'm getting so much value. Having so many moments, like you chose that.
Yes.
But people say, but it's not, people don't like me, right?
No, you are the one that do you think that people are thinking about you 24/7? Don't we all have different things that we're thinking of?
Ego, you just bust egos, okay?
It's the ego speaking, yeah. It's you thinking that they don't like you. Yet this person has 1,000,001 things they're thinking in their head.
Yeah.
It's you. It's us. Don't worry. Even I remind myself of this all the time. People treat you the way you think they will treat you, the way you believe they will treat you.
Okay. Wow. That alone is such a big breakthrough. Like, I need to go and sit down with that one. People treat you the way you believe they'll treat you. So
because you focus on that. You focus on that.
They'll reflect your own doubts.
Yeah.
Energy you're putting out.
You're giving them that energy. You're giving that thought the energy in your mind. And because you're giving that thought energy, and because you also feel it as well. Remember, we create from how we feel. You feel strongly about it. Because you feel so strongly about it, it will happen in reality. We create from how we feel.
Okay.
How it
makes
you feel.
This is so powerful. Because I don't want to give out everything for free, and I want them to sign up for your mindset styling course. And by the way, I also have a millionaire mindset course. Because I want people to sign up for the things we give and not collect all the things.
I know, right?
Please go to our sign up for what we do. But I want to do two things before we round up this call, because it's been so impactful. And I want us to all work think about it. So the first thing I want you to do is, can you walk us through a quick mindset styling exercise? So if anyone on this call, if you have a thing that maybe a block that you want Tewa to walk us through, please write it in the comments below. We'll look for it. Okay. I'll give you guys a minute. If you don't have, I'll use the offer for myself for free. I love it. But if you have a block that maybe something on your mind, please write it and Tewa will walk us through how one can overcome that. So, but while we are doing that, I'll just give you a few time. I'll ask Tewa one question. So what's the difference between visualizing wealth and actually believing it is yours? And honestly, my imagination is so potent. Once I said you love inner work, my imagination came back. When I was a child, I used to have vivid imagination. I used to write books from my imagination. So my imagination is very vivid. But so I can imagine myself right now as I'm sitting here. I'm in Paris, so I don't need to waste time.
I hear you. We're there together.
Eiffel Tower. I'm in this nice restaurant. It's very easy for me to go. What's the difference between Okay.
What's the difference between visualization and
visualizing wealth and actually believing it is yours? You know.
Right.
So what is the difference?
So,
Oh, the law of there's a law. I can't remember the name now. When you just take it for granted. I can't remember the name. Anyway,
assumption? I
assumption. The law of,
Is
yes.
it? Right. Okay. So,
Visualizing and actually believing it
believe
is yours. Yeah.
in it. Okay. So, visualization or visualizing is you seeing yourself wealthy in your mind's eye.
Yes.
You know, imagining it as
Yeah.
well, seeing yourself in Paris, sitting there having tea or coffee with
After,
a croissant. You know,
yeah.
you're visualizing it.
Yeah.
The people you're talking to, what you're doing, how you feel in that moment. All of those things are visualizing yourself as the wealthy version.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, believing it
Mm.
is you feeling good about the thoughts that you're imagining.
Mm.
Believing it is you breaking down the limiting beliefs of you can't be this person,
Okay.
and embody. I'm using that word again, embodying it,
Yeah.
believing it, feeling good about it. So you've imagined it and you've visualized it in your mind's eye, in your meditation period or whatnot. When you come to your waking life, going by your day to day, you're getting excited. You're feeling good. Remember, I said feeling good equals faith in God. That means you're believing in whatever it is you have visualized. So
Yeah.
when people come into your space, you're talking to them from a space of from the faith that you believe that you're gonna get whatever it is you want. You're
Mm.
believing it, you're excited about it, you're feeling good, you're joyful, you're
Mm.
thankful.
Yes.
Gratitude, when you're thankful, when you're saying thank you. So for so many years, my prayer point has just been
Thank
thank you.
you.
For so many years, I just say thank you. Every morning I wake up, I'm just like, thank you, Lord, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because when I say thank you, I get more things to be thankful for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody asked
So,
a question about music. So somebody said
yeah.
music equal meditation. Did I get it? He said he's
It's
sitting
sitting
at a
on
form of meditation, sitting in that feeling of joy.
Yeah, because at that moment you're present. You're
Okay.
present in the moment. You're listening to that music and you're present in the moment. You're meditating. You're getting to know yourself. You're not thinking of all the different things that you need to deal with. No monkey thoughts going through your mind.
Yes.
But you're sitting down and you're present in that moment. Yes, listening to music, dancing as well, releasing energy, dancing, moving your body. You're being mindful. Mindfulness is key because we're always reliving the past or trying to get into the future and forgetting that this moment is the now. This now moment is the moment that we have.
Yeah.
This now moment is the moment that we're guaranteed. And whatever we're doing in this moment is creating the next moment. So if that person is sad in this moment, that means they're creating more things to be sad about. Because this moment today, by the way, everybody, today was created by the thoughts we've had in the past. Today was created from that. So tomorrow and the future is going to be created from the thoughts we're having now.
Now.
So we have the cheat code for the future. So if you want to be happy, you might as well just embody happiness now. Because whether you're happy or whether you're sad, you have the choice. And you can intentionally choose what you want so that tomorrow you will be excited, will be happier.
This thing you're saying, okay, believing is the center stage. Yes, it is, Hilda. I agree. So this thing you're saying, let me tell you my own styling exercise.
Sorry, can
Okay?
I just say something? I saw
Okay.
someone say that, nice question, because I have a very imaginative mind. Yeah. And because you have a very imaginative mind, me too, I have the same as well. If I see anything, my imagination has gone wild.
Yeah.
But you have to be very, very careful to cast down wrongful imagination. Because when we imagine the wrong things, we create more of that. So we must be intentional about what we imagine. So because my imagination is so vivid and so, I don't watch horror movies. Because I know that when I watch horror movies, I'm going to continue that scenario in my head. And I don't want to be imagining things that are scary. So for you that has this very imaginative mind, please use it creatively to creatively. Is that the word?
Yes,
Creatively? Use
creativity.
use
Yeah.
it creatively to imagine your best case scenario, your best life.
Mm. I love it. Somebody says, "Oh yeah, drop the link for the course because they are hot." It's on your bio. Tell me, it's on your bio, right?
Yes, the link is in my bio for
My
the
time is
affirmation
the
challenge.
affirmation challenge on her bio. We don't have
Yeah. My books are on my bio
yeah.
as well.
Just go to our bios there and enjoy because this has been such a blessing. So I
Yeah.
want to style my mind,
Hmm.
about something. One of my greatest challenges is always around timing.
Right.
Okay. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like for action takers, it is always a challenge because you're proactive. That's the word, right? You're literally always, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? So I find out that despite all I've achieved in life, sometimes I forget how much I've achieved because I'm
Mm-hmm.
measuring myself against the highest standard.
Yeah.
Yes, that I've done actually achieved so much. And I think it's
Exactly.
because I was raised with a lot of high standards. My family, they have very high expectations from all of us, right?
Hmm.
So it never seems to be enough.
Enough.
And so I keep reminding myself, that's why gratitude practice has been very helpful to me. Because it forces me to be present and it
Hmm.
forces me to remind myself that God is good in my life and there's so many good things that happen for me. But
Hmm.
how do I deal with that? Especially for somebody who is more probably here and is like me, who is maybe a high achiever. And so, despite the fact that you want to stay in abundance, there's always that gap, you know, almost like cognitive dissonance, where what you always see yourself to be and where you are, there's a gap, right? So,
Hmm.
how do we address the gap? And how do we address the timing, okay, of seeing the gap being closed? Because I
Right.
closed like yesterday, if possible,
I
but
know, I hear you. Even I have goals that, that are here now, so
yeah.
to speak. So the thing is, I say this to myself as well, and I say this to my client, don't run ahead of yourself. Stay
What is that?
in the moment. Stay in the moment.
What is done?
Don't live in the future. Don't live in the future. That's what it
Yeah.
means. Don't live in the future. Stay in the moment.
Okay.
Stay in the moment. Listen, there's no wrong timing. Everything comes at its appointed time when we are ready. When
Mm,
you are ready,
mm,
whatever you want
that's,
will come.
yeah.
So, and when I say what I mean by when you are ready is when you've done the internal work, the mindset work.
Mm,
Because for people who might want $1 million today, if you get that $1 million today, you might just faint and pass out because you're not ready.
mm,
Because you're not ready. So instead of thinking, and one thing you have to be mindful of is stop thinking that, oh, it hasn't happened yet, because that's from a lack perspective.
ah,
And you're
okay.
noticing that it's not here yet.
Yeah.
We have to rule our minds not to notice that it's not here yet, but live as though it is here already.
Mm.
Because really and truly, for you to desire it,
Yeah, my Range Rover is here.
yes, it is. So really and truly, for you to desire it, that means it's in the works for you. It's part of your life. It's part of your life experience. But if you keep thinking, it's not here yet. It's not here yet. I noticed it's not here yet. Then you'll keep pushing it further and further away because you're giving energy to it not being here yet. But if instead
Mm,
you go into a meditative state, you see yourself in the Range Rover, you're playing whatever beautiful music you want to play, you're dancing in your car, you're thanking God, you're excited, you're happy about it. Yeah, you're not thinking of it as something that is going to happen in future. You're thinking of it as like something that is happening now. And then you're happy, you're feeling good, and then you're taking aligned action, inspired action to get that, whatever money. Did somebody call you to say they want to buy your course? If your course is 100 naira, well, for the lack of a better example,
yeah.
your course is 100,000 naira, and you're like, because you want that money, you're like, okay, you can pay 50.
Mm,
That's not aligned.
mm,
That's you being scared.
yeah.
God just gave you an avenue to make money, and you brought it down because the person was like, Do you know that if you convince the person a little bit more, the person will pay you that money? The action we take also has to be from a place of abundance, has to be from a place of boldness, has to be from a place of belief.
Yep.
And you don't also limit yourself to think that the money for the Range Rover will come from one source. It can come from 1,000,001 source, 1,000,001 unexpected. Your job is to know what you want, why you want it, how it would make you feel. The how to get it will eventually come to your spirit once you're in that meditative, relaxed stage. And you can see it, you can visualize it, you can taste it. It's almost like it's here already. And you're getting excited about it. You're not giving an excuse that, oh, I can't come because I don't have my Range Rover yet. That means you're noticing that it's not here yet.
True talk.
I can't do XYZ because I don't have. That means you're noticing it's not here yet. But feed yourself from the abundance of it. Act like it's already here. I dare you to act like it's already here.
Yes, ma'am. Wow. This has been so powerful. I want to stop now because I'm so full. I want to go and take in all I've gotten, and I'm sure that everybody who's been part of this has been. So please let us share emojis about, fire emojis, heart emojis, just how it made us feel. Because I can't lie to you, I have learned so much. I've been doing this work for years, yet more. Like you were telling us, like there's always more. You keep doing it, and you keep evolving, and you keep learning, and you keep. So
exactly.
It has been amazing. I'm so glad.
Thank you.
I'm going to leave it on the page because I think it needs to bless so many people.
Yes.
It needs to bless.
Please collaborate with me so it's on my page too.
Okay, I will do that. It needs to bless thousands because it has been powerful. I said yesterday it was going to be explosive, and indeed it has been explosive. Like so many mindsets. My mindset has shifted many levels, and I'm going to start practicing all I've learned today. Honestly, so many
fantastic.
I'm it. Acting like I'm it. Living from
yes. Showing up like it. What is that version of you doing every day?
Next time you will not recognize me because
yes, so
the queen below there is going to stop. The song is successful.
Yes. And you have to say it to yourself every single time.
Yes.
Because it works. We learn by repetition. I mean, if you guys remember when you were younger, in primary school, you learned the multiplication times table by repeating it every single day. 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 2, 4, 2. Even if you want to learn any song, you repeat it over and over again till you learn. That's how we impress what we want on our minds. When you begin to repeat it, remember I said a belief is a thought you keep thinking over and over again till you convince yourself of it. That's why my book title is Convince Yourself First.
Please go to Dr. Taylor's bio. Get her books. They've changed my life. I mean, I'm her number one fan.
You.
I always say that Dr. Taylor's books changed my life. And I don't just say it for lip service. I say it because I live the results. And I'm always one who gives the flowers to the people that deserve the flowers.
Thank you.
Another thing I always say about Dr. Taylor is that she lives what she preaches. Some people are packaging, but they're not authentic. She is authentic. And then that's why she's my friend, because again,
I know, right?
People that are not authentic, right? They're not themselves. So, share this live with your friends, because I think that there's so many people who will be blessed by it. So when I post it on the page, please share with as many people as possible, because a lot of people need this transformation to really unlock the next level of their wealth, their abundance, and just to live a really abundant life. Thank you all. This has been a very engaged audience.
Thank you, everyone.
We had a good time.
Thanks for having me.
All right then. Take care.
All right. Take care.